Welcome to Midlife Blossoms. My name is Lori, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about my it's not mine anymore, about the 2021 PleasureWay Tofino camper van called Ruby that I bought in about September 2020 from Sunwest RV in Courtenay on Vancouver Island, British Columbia. And I want to share specifically why I chose an RV dealership to sell the van. It was the same dealership that I bought her from. After I share all the sales and consignment details, then I'll put the final video of Ruby up. So that'll be my goodbye and the end of this chapter of my life. So there were 5 reasons that I decided to take Ruby back to the dealership from where I got her. And the first one was the cleaning and the detailing. Although she was clean, like I'm kind of a neat freak and a minimalist, but still, you want to detail it. You want to make sure that it's polished and really super clean. And the second reason I wanted to have a dealership sell the van was because of the maintenance that I knew that would have to be done with her. Although there was nothing mechanically wrong with the engine at all, there was still 90,000 kilometers because I had driven her across Canada twice, down to the States, I think 3 times I was there. Once for the PleasureWay Tofino camper van meetup in Death Valley, California. So I just thought, okay, just let the dealership deal with all that. And they did. Sunwest RV is amazing. The third reason I wanted Sunwest or an RV dealership to sell her for me was because of the time and effort it would take to list her on Auto Trader, RV Trader, and Craigslist and all the other places. And then you'd have to field phone calls and questions, talk about why you want to sell her. And actually, I didn't even mention that. They can list it, they can field all the questions, and it's just much more clean. The fourth reason was showing and test driving. I bought and wanted to sell her in British Columbia, and so I would have sold her there. And it's in a place called Deep Cove, so there's lots of windy streets. You're living on a cliff, hills, and there's twists and there's turns. So test driving and even pulling the van in and out of the driveway, this is going to be such a pain. And I was willing to take a hit financially in order to not have to do the hassle. The fifth reason was the ticket price or the sales price of this van. I was expecting to list her for 70,000 Canadian dollars. And even that is a big ticket item. I knew that there's a tiny minority of people who are going to be able to say, sure, I can give you $70,000 for a camper van. Here's an e-transfer, here's a check, or here's cash. This was a big thing. And I didn't want to have to deal with the people who didn't have enough money but wanted to see it. I knew that the dealership would be able to offer financing or figure out a way to work with the client in order to sell the van. In March, I was visiting British Columbia, called the dealership, and I said, do you want to sell this van for me? Right away, they were like, yeah, when can you bring it? And this is how much we can offer you for it. So I took Ruby to Vancouver Island on March 7th, 2024. It took 3 months for them to sell her. I kind of thought they would sell her quicker than that. So the RV dealership took it on consignment, which means that we have had a contract. They would give me a certain amount of money, which was, hold on to your hat, $90,000 Canadian. And I was like, $90,000? Are you bananas? I paid 84,000 Canadian plus GST plus PST, 95,720 when I bought the van in 2020, in September 2020. And of course, what they do is they figure out how much they think that they can sell it for, and they hope to earn a profit of, you know, like almost $10,000 or so. If they're willing to give me 90 on consignment, then probably they're going to be able to sell this for at least 99,000, I hope, for them. While I don't know how much this 2021 PleasureWay Tofino camper van sold for in the end, it's none of my business, right? But I am really curious about the people who bought her. Do they live on Vancouver Island, and are they watching this video right now? But if the new owners are ever coming to Southern Alberta to show me how Ruby is doing, I'd be happy to say hi. So after I took the camper van to Sunwest to put her on consignment, I made a for sale video that I put on my YouTube channel here. Sunwest asked me to take all the stuff down because evidently 2 sellers can't be advertising the same vehicle. So I had to take down my video, my sales video, even though I was very clear in the video, I'm not making this to sell the van. It's on consignment on the island. I'm just trying to help them out, right? That PleasureWay Tofino was the most amazing vehicle. So also to the new owners, congratulations, you got an amazing vehicle. She's such a good van. You won't regret buying her, even though it cost a lot of money, I know, but you're not going to regret it because it's just going to be one of the greatest adventures of your life. A deep cherry red 2021 PleasureWay Tofino camper van. Her name is Ruby and my name is Lori. I bought this Tofino from Sunwest RV in Courtenay on Vancouver Island 3 years ago, and that's who will be selling her for me. Sunwest is an amazing dealership, and I'm confident they're going to find the right home for her. This isn't an official sales advertisement on behalf of Sunwest. I'm just sharing the news that this Tofino is for sale. So if I make any mistakes on the specs, it's on me, not them. This video is my way of ending a huge chapter of my life. Several videos have showed my adventures across Canada and through the States in Ruby. I'm in my mid-50s and traveled solo without any pets or any off-roading. I'm selling her for 2 reasons. One, my osteoporosis and arthritic hip and hands are making daily life challenging and painful, and traveling in a camper van is out of the question. This PleasureWay Tofino has 90,000 kilometers under her belt and is in excellent condition. Modeled after the vintage VW Westphalia camper van, she has a pop top that offers both headspace when you're inside and a top double bunk bed. I just wanted to show you, give you an idea of the spaciousness of the loft. And this is where I slept last night. This is my bed. It's nice, isn't it? This is the bedroom window right there, and there's my feet. Oh, there's my back door is wide open. It swings all the way so it's flush against the van. This is just the front window, and that's plastic, so you can see right through. It's not a screen, which on either side are screens. And there's the side window, and then it goes all the way to the back, and there's my feet now.
This is the new control panel. In your manual, it doesn't cover this yet. You've got a touchscreen panel. So on the top left is your heat, and that's your Truma Vario heat. So that's going to control your thermostat. The button underneath it where it says heat, so just underneath the actual dial.
Oh,
so when that's on, so blue means on. So if you push that button, so now the Truma Vario heat is on.
Ooh.
It runs off propane for the heat and 12-volt battery for the blower fan. Right now it's 73 degrees in here. So you have to dial it all the way up past that in order for that to kick on. Below that thermostat is your light control panel. So you've got 4 buttons there: living, reading, loft, and porch. So anything with an up and down arrow is dimmable. Porch light being outside is not dimmable, so you can shut that one off if you want. So, and gray is off, blue is on. Loft is the one right here in the center of the roof, and you can dim that one. A lot of people utilize this as the main light in here instead of the kitchen lights if you only need one light. What you see there is almost like a speed gauge, like an odometer or speedometer. Right now we're plus 0 amps. So between the solar panel and what we have on, we're neutral right now. Whatever we're using is being replenished by the solar panel. When you'll see a difference here is, say you've got your inverter turned on and you've got your induction cooktop running. Now you're going to see a negative number, so you're going to have draw. You've got an inverter control here, just down there. You've got your Xantrex button, so you push the power button on that one. That is going to key on. Give it a minute, just let it do its thing and warm up. So now we've got a light on our inverting our induction cooktop, so we can turn this on.
So this has to be turned on before you're going to get any power to your receptacles?
Any power to your 110s. Yeah. Like this plug is live now, so it shows that we've got power to it. Turn the inverter off. Everything goes dead. You've got your water pump, which you can see is right there. So this is where it's directly underneath us, which is why we're getting essentially the surge of the pump gives us a surge of water.
Okay, is there a filter on that at all?
It is. So you've got a particulate filter, which is just this guy.
Oh, that tiny thing.
So that's for particles from your freshwater holding tank. There is no actual like large filtration system with the unit. Yeah. Some people will get an inline water filter just to go off of the tap in the campsites or whatnot. So with the fridge, your controls are on the left side of the inside wall, and it's going to have a couple different things. You're going to have a cold gauge on it. You're going to have a power button. So power button's marked there, and the thermostat's marked there. It runs on 12 volt when you're traveling. When you plug in, it converts over to 110. Table, like I said, located behind the driver's seat, so it's just in its own little cradle there, locked into place. So basic stuff, just like any vehicle, you know. Washer fluid goes in here. Rad fluid, just keep it on the level, max versus minimum, in case you need to add any of the radiator fluid or antifreeze. Oil dipstick and oil fill is just located down here. So easy to get to either of those. Other than that, you know, there's not too much that you're going to want to have to do in here. You have a removable cover plate here, which is just an access panel. Essentially, it allows technicians to get in there, do what they need to do. And then on the other side, it pops out as well. Fuse panel, this is behind that guy there. So more fuses hide there. So a couple things here. So utility center, this is where your shore power hooks in. So shore power goes from the coach to a 30 amp plug-in. We provide you with a 30 amp to 110 plug in case you want to plug into a standard outlet. Propane on or off. So if you want to turn your propane off for the ferries, just flick it off. Once you get to where you want to go and you want the propane, just flick it back on. It just engages or disengages a solenoid that opens up the valve. Freshwater in location here. So for city pressure hookup, this is where you don't need to use your water pump. You're just running off of the pressure of the water itself. Now if you're dry camping, the freshwater fill is up here. This is where you would fill your holding tank, and then you're going to run your pump in order to draw it from that holding tank. This is the exhaust for your Truma Vario heat furnace system. Being that it is an exhaust, hot air comes out of there. It does get warm. It says hot on it, which is nice, but it gets warm. So no bushes, no foliage, no trees, anything like that that could potentially, dry up, heat up, warm up, and then catch on fire.
Gotcha.
It does have a bit of a diffuser here, so the heat doesn't just shoot straight out. It does diffuse out a little bit, which is nice. Freshwater fill location, so just use the hose. Start sending water in there. If water comes out of this port or this breather valve here, then the tank's totally full. The other option is have somebody standing inside watching the gauge fill. But telltale sign, water comes out, you're totally full. You've got your gray tank dump station here. So this is your sewer hookup. Gray valve is your pull. So essentially that is going to be where you pull the gray valve open, and then all of a sudden your sink water is going to come out the sewer setup here.
2021 is the coach year of this PleasureWay Tofino. 2019 is the Dodge Ram ProMaster 1500 chassis that she's built on. Gross vehicle weight rating is 8,500 pounds, 3.6 liter Pentastar VX engine with 280 horsepower. It's gas, fuel, and the capacity is 24 gallons or 91 liters.
Got sewer hose, just lives in there, and that's for your gray water tank. You've got an outside shower quick connect there, so it's a cold port shower. Hose is there with the nozzle on it. When you're dry camping, you need to run your water pump in order to get pressure to here. When you're hooked onto city pressure, then it's just a matter of opening up the garden nozzle after that. So all the other windows are tinted. They've all got blinds on them. But the front ones, obviously no blinds, no tinting, so you have to be able to put these up for privacy at nighttime. Black on one side, silver on the other side. On here, we've got converter panel. So this is where you've got some 110 breakers. So you've got your receptacles, your induction cooktop, your inverter output, shore power, fridge, and your input for your inverter. Telescopic ladder is just a telescopic ladder, so follow the instructions on that. It comes with its own manual, believe it or not, for popping up, getting up onto the roof, loading stuff up there if you need to, or using it as a ladder inside to get somebody up into the inside bunk. This is actually your solar control module there. Oh. So instead of the old Go Power module that was on the wall, this is a 30 amp MPPT, which is a way better control module for solar, but you could also utilize this for storage now, and your battery access is just through the door there.
Right, so you get a little bit of space for...
Yeah, this is all brand new to me because it didn't used to come out. We used to have to jam our hands in, fish them out. You've got 7-pin plug-in, and then you've got a 4-pin. So 4 pins for pulling a small utility trailer with no brakes. 7-pin would be if you were going to be pulling a larger trailer with electric brakes in it. In order to pull something with electric brakes, so you'd have to get a brake controller installed into the front. Pulls down. So you've got a couple things with the screen. You've got Velcro on the bottom, which Velcros to the bottom here, just to give you a seal. Okay. You've got inside zippers. So where is the zipper?
Over here is one.
Oh, no, that's not that. So you've got inside zippers. because you've got a privacy shade, and then you've got outside zippers up here so that you can open it up completely from the inside to the outside.
Wow,
So
that was smooth.
with your top latches here, so this stops the bed from sliding out. You'll see you do have a notched piece on either side, pretty much like they've taken a hole punch and just punched out a piece there. You're gonna pull down on this and it goes into that latch there.
Oh, okay.
And that locks it in the down position so that you don't have to try to use, 3 hands when you only have 2.
Yeah.
Bed comes down, and you do have a notched corner on your bed, so that notched corner goes into the back. On this side here, we've got a couple things. 2 110 plugins. So with these guys here, you need to make sure you're either plugged in or your inverter is on in order to provide power to your outlets. You've got a breathing system here. Essentially, it's just a vent to allow a bit of airflow between your battery enclosure and the outside world.
Gotcha.
Underneath that, you've got your propane fill, and then also your propane quick connect.
Yeah.
If you had a propane barbecue or whatnot, and you want to plug it into there. Side door screen on this one, same idea as the rear door screen, where you've got the zippers come down.
Yeah.
It's going to give you, your bug screen option. The only difference with this one, though, is that it has a magnetic door.
Right.
So you can have the bug screen down, still have a magnetic door, and then they have a piece of Velcro back there that you can push onto there real good to give it a bit of strength. No privacy on this one because you do have the door here that has the blinds, which you can't reach when the door's open, but you've got pull-down blinds on the inside there.
She comes with the airbags, 16-inch aluminum wheels, power windows, air conditioning in the cab, but not the coach area. I always just used little USB fans, cruise control, tire pressure monitoring, and a 6-speed automatic transmission. She's got power windows, door locks and mirrors, swivel seating for both the driver and the passenger, which means you can turn the chairs around to face the back.
The red key to the left of that is your charge line disconnect. So essentially they tell you that these batteries, the lithium ions, don't want to be charged in sub-zero temperatures.
The exterior length is 17 feet 9 inches. The exterior height without the roof rack, which Ruby has, is 8 feet 2 inches, and with the roof rack is about 8 feet and 4 inches. The roof rack has a capacity of about 200 pounds or 90 kilograms. The sail of this Tofino includes 4 snow tires on rims. So that's my Ruby. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But as I said, I myself am not selling this van. It will be for sale, I hope, at Sunwest before the end of this week. Take good care of yourself. And if you're looking for a camper van, trust that the right one will find you, just like the right one found me. And now I hope she finds the right home. Mwah!